Bonjour, it's Théo. Today we're gonna rank all the most famous French pastries. A few days ago I made on this YouTube channel a ranking of the 20 arrondissements, the district of Paris. And you loved this video, so I want to do another tier list. I find ones with some French pastries, viennoiseries, and I can't wait to rank all of them. I changed each of the rankings. On the top we have the GOAT, the greatest of all time. It's for my favorite pastries, like my personal favorites. Then we have the pastries that I want in my veins, the pastries that are good, like good, delicious, good pastries. And for the bottom of the ranking we have it's alright, for the pastries that are okay but I don't really want to order them in the boulangerie. Then we have the meh. It's for the pastries that are not that good, that are overrated. And we finish with hell no, for the pastries that I don't want to take in a restaurant, in a bakery, that are not allowed in my house. It's time to start with the first pastries that we have, the baba au rhum. I made a video at Storer, the bakery that invented the baba au rhum in Paris. You need to watch this video, it's a great video. And the baba au rhum is like a brioche soaked in rum, so it's a mix of alcohol and pastry. Usually I don't really like alcohol in pastries, but the one I tried recently was really nice, so I'm gonna say it's alright. Okay, this one is a classic, the beignet. It's our own donut. We also have donuts in France, but we can find beignet everywhere. It's made of a dough, fried and stuffed with Nutella, chocolate, sometimes strawberry jam. You can buy it in the beach with ice creams. It's a good pastry, but sometimes it's a bit too much, like too sweet. And it's usually the filling that gives the taste, like the dough is not really that interesting. So I'm gonna say it's alright. Okay, on this tier list, we also have pastries that are not French, some famous pastries, so I'm gonna still rank them on the tier list. The banana bread, I really like banana. I think it's a good pastry. If the cake is a bit moist with the banana, I prefer it because I'm not a big fan of the cakes that are too dry. So the banana bread, it's good for me. Same with the brownie, it's not French, but we also have many brownies in France. It's one of the chocolate cakes that I love the most because the hazelnut gives a little taste and it's really like tender inside. So I'm gonna put it in good. Okay, we have a problem right now because I put like American pastries over the French ones. This is not okay. We need a French pastry now. Finally, we have the GOAT, the Canelés Bordelais from Bordeaux in the southwest. The Canelés, it's this little cake. It's maybe my favorite pastry. It's squishy inside, the edge is caramelized. That is fantastic. I can't put it anywhere else than GOAT. The chausson aux pommes. This one is a really famous pastry. You can find it in any boulangerie. It's a little pocket. It's stuffed with compote, apple puree. I think it's okay. It's not really my favorite viennoiserie. When it's not well made, the apple puree can be a bit moist and it gives like, it's soaking the puff pastry. I'm not a big fan. I'm gonna put it in meh. The choux à la crème. It's made of a choux pastry cut in half and you put some cream inside. Sometimes it's also stuffed and not cut. Choux à la crème can be really nice. Sincerely, I'm not a big fan of the choux pastry. Usually it's too dry for me. But the choux à la crème can be really good. I'm gonna put it in good. Okay, I think this one is a clafoutis, kind of a flan, like it's a bit squishy, and you have some cherry inside. I don't remember the taste of the clafoutis. I'm not sure it's really nice. It's usually what the grandma eats every Sunday. And I've heard that in the tradition, you cook the cherries inside with the seed. Like you let the seed of the cherry because it gives more taste, and you have to spit the seeds when you are eating the clafoutis. It's not good like that. Like when I have to spit something from a pastry, when I can't just eat the pastry in once, I'm gonna say hell no. It's time for one of the best, the croissant. Of course, you already know the croissant. When it's perfectly made in a good bakery, it's fantastic. Is it the GOAT? I'm not sure because I have another one which is the GOAT for me, but I'm gonna put the croissant in my veins. I want it every day. Okay, the next one, I don't really know it. I checked online, it's called an Oranais from Oran, the city in Algeria. It's like puff pastry with apricot. I think it's a good one. I've never tried it, but I'm sure it's delicious. Like apricot, when it's cooked like that, it's usually delicious in a pastry. I don't know the taste, but I'm gonna still put it in good. After the croissant, we have the croissant aux amandes, the almond croissant. Usually it's made with the croissant from yesterday. like the croissants that are a little bit dry, they put some almond paste inside and they cook it a second time. It's really good, but it's also a bit heavy. Like I think it's too much. Like the croissant is already good on itself. If you put some almond paste, some sugar on top, like you're hiding something, like you're hiding the croissant. So I'm gonna put it in it's alright. Another one that is not French, the donuts. We make a lot of different donuts also in Paris. I'm gonna say something that French people won't like, but I like the donuts. Donuts can be really nice, can be delicious, and I think it's better than the French beignet. I'm gonna put it in good. Another French classic, the Eclairs au chocolat, the chocolate eclair. Eclair means lightning, because it was made to be eaten really quickly. It's a long choux pastry with some pastry cream inside, but I'm not a big fan of the choux pastry, and usually the éclair au chocolat, I'm not a big fan of this bitter chocolate, like the dark chocolate is a bit too bitter for me. It's too strong. I'm not a big fan. I'm gonna put it in meh. And I know I'm gonna have some comments about that. The financier, okay. We are talking. The financier is incredible. It's a little cake with almond inside. I just love the taste of almond. Maybe it's one of my favorite tastes. The financier is delicious. I'm hesitating between goat and in my veins, but I put croissant in my veins, so I'm gonna put financier also. For the next one, we have the flan. It's a cake with a big vanilla custard that is a bit squishy. The texture can be delicious. The taste of vanilla, I love it. I think the flan can be a really great pastry, but when you buy it like in the supermarket, like the industrial flan, it's not really good. But in a good bakery, like a thick flan, this one is really nice. I'm gonna put it in good. For now, we have many pastries in the good position. But the next one won't be in the good. The Forêt Noire, the Black Forest. I think it's from Germany. It's my dad's favorite, but I don't really like it. Like it's a big chocolate cake with different layers. The cake is soaked in kirsch. I think it's a cherry alcohol or a type of wine, I don't remember. Alcohol, dark chocolate. It's not always a pleasure to eat a Forêt Noire. I'm gonna put it in hell no. The Fraisier, it's a famous strawberry cake. I think it's alright. Usually it's the cake you can find in the wedding, many celebrations, and it's an easy choice. You have like the chocolate cake and the fraisier. I'm gonna put it in it's alright. Okay, this one is a really famous one, the Galette des Rois. It's a cake made for the Epiphany at the beginning of January. It's a cake that everybody is eating in France at that time of the year. It's a celebration. You have some almond paste inside. One piece of the cake is good. Just one, it's okay. But if you want to eat one or two, it's definitely too much. It can be really heavy. So I'm gonna put it in it's alright. Tell me in the comments what's your opinion about the Galette des Rois. Okay, now we talk. Now we are talking. The Kouign-Amann. It's a pastry from Brittany in the west part of France, and many people don't like it. Basically made of puff pastry, butter, and sugar. Like it's just pure fat and sugar. And I love it. I'm sorry guys, it's so caramelized, it's so crispy. It's delicious. I really love the Kouign-Amann. I'm gonna put the Kouign-Amann in my veins. And it can be dangerous for my health, I know, but still in my veins. The macarons are delicious. Even the frozen one, like even the industrial macarons are good. It's just an unmissable if you come to France. I'm gonna put the macaron in my veins. No hesitation on that. The millefeuille, it's one of the famous pastry that you can find in restaurants also. It can be a bit boring or delicious. So I don't really know where to place it. I'm still gonna put it in good. Ooh, this one is a tough one. The pain au raisin. It's like puff pastry shaped in a roll with some raisins inside and pastry cream. The pastry cream is good, but the raisins, why? Why putting some raisins in a viennoiserie? Like you think it's chocolate chips, you take a bite and you're like, oh no, it's a fruit. Where is my sugar? It's not the best. I have to put it in meh. It's time for the pain au chocolat. It's even better than the croissant. The pain au chocolat is my favorite viennoiserie. It's one of my favorite pastries of all time. It's so good. You have the puff pastry, the crispiness on top. The 2 bars of chocolate are melting when it's hot. I'm gonna put it in goat next to the cannelé. Another viennoiserie, the pain suisse. I don't really remember eating a pain suisse. It was maybe like long time ago. In my memories, it's still good. Like it's a good pastry cream inside with chocolate chips. So it's like a pain au raisin, but without the raisins, you have chocolates. So I'm gonna put it in good. Another famous one, the Paris-Brest. It can be delicious. It can also be a bit dry because I don't really like the choux pastry, but the cream with the hazelnut, it's so good. It's a famous pastry, it's a classic, it's iconic. I'm gonna put it in good. Okay, this one, people will hate me for that. The religieuse. I'm sorry guys, but the religieuse is not that good. It's made of two choux. One is big, one is little. It looks like a little snowman with some frosting on top, and it's stuffed with pastry cream. I'm not a big fan of choux. The pastry cream with chocolate is a bit like too heavy and too much for me with the dark chocolate. I'm not a big fan. I'm sorry guys, but I have to put the religieuse in hell no. I know you love it, but it's not my type. It's not for me. The tarte au citron meringue, this one is for me. I really like it, but I prefer without the meringue, like just a lemon pie. So I'm gonna put it in the good tier. The tarte aux pommes, the apple pie with thin slices of apple. I think it's a good pastry, but I'm not the big fan of the apple when it's just sliced really thinly. I prefer another pastry that we're gonna talk about it just after. The apple pie, the regular apple pie, I mean, it's alright, but it's not the best. Because one that is the best is the tarte tatin, the caramelized apple pie with big chunks of apple. This one is incredible. I think it's one of my favorite fruit pastries. I'm gonna put it in GOAT. We're almost at the end. We have the tiramisu. It's not a French one, but we have many tiramisu in French restaurants. The tiramisu, I think that it's really good. I'm not a big fan of the tiramisu with the cafe. I prefer it when you have some fruits, some strawberries, even some pistachio sometimes. The tiramisu with fruits or nuts are incredible. It's in my veins. But when it's just with the coffee, I think it's good. I'm gonna put it in good. And to finish, one of the best, the tropézienne. It's a French cake from Saint-Tropez in the south of France. A big brioche cut in half with some whipped cream, some sugar on top. I just love it. It's delicious. I even love the industrial tropézienne in the supermarket. Like even these ones are delicious. So I can't put it anywhere else than GOAT. And that's it. We have our selections. Some of the GOATs with the cannelé, the pain au chocolat, the tarte tatin and the tropézienne. Share with us your favorite French pastries and also your least favorites, the ones that are overrated. Share them in the comments. If you have other ideas for a ranking for a tier list that I could do on this channel, don't hesitate to give them in the comments also. And if you want to explore Paris and discover the French way of life, don't forget to subscribe. I post every single day, so see you tomorrow.